Welcome all. And the computer application is computer application in business. Madras University question paper November 2014 part C, that is 10 mark questions. So we are going to discuss the 10 mark questions. First question, explain the edit menu in MS Word. This menu choice is frequently used to edit the data you enter in your document. If you make a mistakes, you can do this to correct the problem by doing. Edit menu is appeared in a older versions of Word document. Now the edit menu can be merged in a home menu. So we have to discuss the new version and older versions. The edit menu is now appeared in a home menu. The undo button is represents in the home menu. If you want to change the previous action, then going to click the undo button. So repeatedly clicking the undo buttons, the previously changed document should be appeared. The edit menu can also use the cut and paste options. If you want to copy a bunch of lines or an image into your document, the easiest way to do is to use the cut copy paste features. Select the portion you want to copy by moving the mouse on it. Hold the left button down and move the mouse over the section to be copied. Keeping the mouse cursor on the portion, go to the home menu and press the cut icon. The icon can be a scissored, or you can copy the document. The copy icon may be a paper icon. Then select the point where you would like to enter the data and do the paste icon in a home menu. This will insert all the section in a new location. What the program does, it make a copy of the highlighted section and put it on a clipboard. It then remove it from the clipboard and insert into the new location where you want to reside. The difference between a cut and copy is the copy make a original without removing it from the source document. If you want to clear some text from your document, you can do one of the following three things. The first one is highlight the text by holding the left button on the mouse. Drag the mouse over the text you want to remove. Let go to the left button on the mouse while keeping the focus on the highlighted text. Click the right button on the mouse. A drop down menu will appear. Go ahead and click the cut button. This will remove the text from the document. You can undo this move by clicking edit and selecting the undo cut. Second, highlight the text by holding the left button on the mouse. Drag the mouse over the text you want to remove. Let go to the left button on the mouse and do the edit clear. Highlight the text by holding the left button on the mouse. Drag the mouse over the text you want to remove. Let go the left button on the mouse and then do this edit cut. If you want to find a word or expression in a document, you can find the text using the following steps. Going to the edit menu and find the menu. So the find dialog box will open. Then type the word. Finally press the find next. The document can search the word. In the edit menu, the following commands are available. Undo is used to change the last change. It can change the last text. Redo is used to last undone change. Cut is used to select the desired document will be removed from the desired document. Copy is used to copy the selected text. Paste the text from the clipboard. Select all is used to select the entire document. Find is used to show and go the search panel. Replace is used to replace the text which you need to change. Toggle line number is show or hide the line numbers in the current editor. Search button is used to search the next, previous and selected line. Next question, explain the concepts of DBMS. The database management system is a system software for creating and managing the database. It makes possible for end user to create, protect, read, update and delete data in a database. The database management system ensuring the data is consistently organized and remain easily accessible. Types of database management systems. There are different type of database are used in a DBMS system. Hierarchical database, network database, relational database, object-oriented database are some of the database we are used in a database management system. Hierarchical DBMS means the model is organized in tree-like structure. That is, hierarchically data can be arranged like a tree. Data is stored hierarchically, that is top down to bottom up format. Data is represented using a parent-child relationship. In a hierarchical DBMS, parent may have many children, but children have only one parent. Network model. The network database model allows each child to have multiple parents. It helps you to address the need to model more complex relationships like as the order many-to-many relationship. In this model, entities are organized in a graph which can be accessed through the several paths. Relational model. Relational DBMS is the most widely used DBMS model because it is one of the easiest method. This model is based on normalizing data in the row and column of the table. Relational model stored in fixed structure and manipulated using SQL. Object-oriented model. Object-oriented model data stored in the form of object. The structure which is called classes which display data within it. It defines a database as a collection of objects which store both data member value and operations. Characteristics of DBMS. It provides security and remove redundancy. Self-describing nature of database system. Insulation between program and data abstractions. Support of multiple views of the data. Sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. It allows entities and relations among them to form tables. It follows the ACID property. Advantages of DBMS. DBMS offer a variety of techniques to store and retrieve the data. It serves as an efficient handler to balance the needs of multiple applications using the same data. Uniform administrations procedures for data. Applications programmer never exposed to detail of data representation and storage. It reduces the application development time. A DBMS schedule concurrent access to the data in such a manner that only one user can access the same data at a time. Some of the applications are used in a DBMS. So the DBMS can be used in railway reservation system, library management system, banking, telecommunication, social media, finance, military, online shopping, human resource management and airline reservation system, etc. So disadvantages of DBMS. The cost of hardware and software of a DBMS is very high, so which increase the budget of our organization. Most database management systems are often complex systems, so the training for user to use the DBMS is high required. In some organization, all the data is integrated into a single database which can be damaged because of electric failure or database is corrupted on the storage media. DBMS cannot perform sophisticated calculations. The use of same program at a time many users sometimes lead to the loss of some data. Next question, explain FEDI in detail. FEDI means Fiber Distributed Data Interface. It is a set of ANSI and ISO standards for transmission of data in local area network over fiber optic cables. It is applicable in large LAN that can extend up to 200 kilometers in a diameter. The features of FEDI. FDDI uses optical fiber as its physical medium. It operates in the physical and medium access control of the open system interconnection network model. It provides high data rate of 100 Mbps and can support thousands of users. It contains two token rings, a primary ring for data and token transmission, and a second ring that provides backup if the primary ring fails. FTDI technology can also be used as a backbone for the wide area network. The fields such as used in a FTDIs are preamble, start delimiter, frame control, destination address, source address, payload, checksum, and end delimiter. Next question, explain the client-server computing. In client-server computing, the client requests a resource and the server provides the resource. A server may serve multiple clients at the time, while a client is contact with only one server. Both the client and server usually communicate via computer network, but sometimes they may reside in the same system. Characteristics of client-server computing. The client-server computing works with a system of request and a response. The client sends a request to the server responds with the desired information. A server can only accommodate a limited number of client requests at a time, so it uses a system based to priority to respond to the request. Advantages of client-server computing. All the required data is concentrated in a single place, that is the server. It is easy to protect the data and provide authorization and authentication. The server need not to be located physically close to the client, yet the data can be accessed efficiently. All the nodes, that is the client and server, may not be built on a similar platform, yet they can easily facilitate the transfer of data. Disadvantages of client-server computing. If all the clients simultaneously request data from the server, it may get overloaded. This may lead to a congestion in the network. If the server fails for any reason, then none of the requests of the client can be fulfilled. This leads to failure of the client-server network. The cost of setting and maintaining a client-server model are quite high. Next question. Explain the information system audit. In the early days of computers, many people were suspicious of their ability to replace human beings performing complex tasks. The first business software applications were mostly in the domain of finance and accounting. Computers were audited using sampling techniques. An auditor would collect the original paper statements and receipts manually, perform the calculation used to create each report, and compare the results of the manual calculation with those generated by the computer. The scope of an IS audit, information system audit. The normal scope of an information system audit still does cover the entire life cycle of the technology under scrutiny, including the correctness of computer calculation. The objective may be validating the correctness of the system calculation, confirming that systems are appropriately accounted for as asset, accessing the operational integrity of an automated process, verifying that confidential data is not exposed to unauthorized individuals, and or multiple combinations of these and other systems related matters of importance. The objectives of an audit will remain its scope. Thank you everyone.